What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about a Norwegian named Stig Millehaugen. I think that's how you pronounce it, but I've never actually heard of him before. But apparently, he is not a good guy. As a matter of fact, it says here that he is considered one of Norway's most dangerous criminals, and you don't really hear about much serious crime happening in Norway very often, especially compared to here in the United States. So today, I want to learn about this Stig Millehaugen and what exactly he did. So let's take a look, starting with this Wikipedia article, which kind of gives a summary, a biography of his life. It says Stig Millehaugen was a Norwegian criminal who was convicted of several crimes, including armed robbery. It's pretty bad. The 1992 murder of a prison guard during an escape? What? Huh? This sounds like a movie. This is what? Okay, yeah, I've never heard of this. He murdered a prison guard while trying to escape prison? Prison escape, and he escaped prison in 2000? 8 years later? What? In the murder of a Pakistani Norwegian gang leader, Mohammed Yavid, in 2009? Is there like a movie about this guy? Because this already sounds unbelievable. This was a very evil man. In the 1980s, he was a member of, oh God, how do you pronounce this? Vettagengen, a Vetnia gang. He's been described as Norway's most dangerous person. And again, Norway is not known for being a very dangerous place or having a lot of dangerous criminals. Here in the United States, we have a ton of crime and criminals, but you don't hear about this with Norway. But this was a while ago, actually. I didn't know. He was held for a time in total isolation in prison. That sounds like a big deal, because in Norway, I did a video once learning about prison in Norway and how it's like, it's very nice to say, as a way to say it. It's not nice to be in prison, but if you have to be, Norwegian prison, it looks nice. You guys actually care about the living conditions of the criminals. So for him to be held in total isolation, in a country like Norway, where you guys do a lot to try to rehabilitate and comfort the prisoners, this was serious if even Norway was punishing him like this. In 2002, while on a prison furlong, he escaped from prison but was recaptured a week later. What on earth? Okay, I want details. Here's the details. Born 1968, he became a member when he was like 21? No. Wait, when he was 11? Or when he was a teenager. When he was a teenager in the 80s, he became a member of Vietjagena, a gang in Devena. Where is that? This is a neighborhood in a borough of Oslo? This is a gang in Oslo. There's Norwegian gangs? Oh my God, I had no idea. In 1986, so when he was like 17, he was arrested for the first time. Okay. In December 1990, he robbed a post office in Oslo. He robbed a post office. Why? Oh my God. So unfortunately, he got involved in a gang when he was very young. This Oslo gang when he was a teenager. And ever since, he's just been in and out of jail. robbed a post office. 2 months later, the opposal branch of the Sparebanken Nor, a Norwegian bank, I guess, in 1992. He was sentenced to 6 years imprisonment for those crimes. 6 years prison for robbing a post office and a bank. In 1992, he escaped prison. That is so crazy. You do not hear about that in the United States very often. People escaping prison. That's very rare. Probably rare in Norway, too. He escaped prison. He robbed another post office and then another post office. And there were hostages taken during the second one. Oh my God. Okay, this guy is clearly very dangerous, very messed up. In December 1992, he managed to receive a gun smuggled into prison. This guy has connections. This is scary. He is the real deal. They better make a movie out of this. He smuggled a gun into... I've never heard of somebody smuggling a gun into prison. I've actually never heard of that, ever. How do you do that? I don't even want to know where you have to put that. He shot and killed a prison guard and took another guard hostage, forced him to drive out of the prison. He used the gun smuggled in prison. He murdered a prison guard and forced another to drive him to freedom. However, Millehaugen turned himself in the next day? What? I'm so confused. He turned himself in. What was his plan? Why did he kill someone, then turn himself in? What? I don't know. It's hard to try to put your mind into the brain of a crazy criminal. In August 1993, he was sentenced to 17 years for murder and robbery. I think Norway has like a limit on how many years maximum you can be in prison. Is that right? Is there a limit? Because 17 years for murdering a prison guard is pretty light by American standards. In 2000, during a prison furlong, that's like when prisoners get to travel somewhere outside of prison, I think. Millehaugen escaped and evaded capture for 8 months. So why did he turn himself in that other time? He's clearly trying to escape prison. This time he actually did it for 8 months. I'm surprised he was eventually found, huh? He escaped prison and wasn't found for 8 months. Unbelievable. During his escape, he was suspected by police of an armed robbery of a bank where shots were fired. However, he was acquitted in 2003 of the robbery, but convicted of illegal possession of a weapon during the escape. This guy, okay, I'd be impressed a bit, actually, by some of this, except that he murdered people. Like, this is a horrible human being. He puts a lot of people hostage in hostage situations. So, otherwise, I'd almost be impressed, but it's horrible. After his arrest, he returned to prison in 2001. He was placed in Skien prison. Is that famous? I don't know. In October, there was an attempt to breach the prison with a 15-ton wheel loader? What on earth? Like, somebody tried to ram a giant car, a 15-ton truck, into the prison to, like, rescue Millehaugen? As police suspected Millehaugen was involved, he was transferred to Ringer Ike prison and was isolated. So he has so many connections on the outside. Someone tried to ram a truck into the prison wall and help him escape. This is the most insane criminal history I've ever heard of. Seriously, like ever. Like what? And this is a Norwegian. The last person I'd expect. Millehaugen sued the state. Only in Norway. Only in Norway. The murderer sued the state to improve his prison conditions. The verdict found he was linked to the attempted Skien prison break-in via a letter. In 2008, he changed his name to Bergquist, but then changed it back a year later. In 2009, he shot and killed Pakistani Norwegian Mohammed Jedi Javad, who was the leader of the Young Guns gang. Was that in prison? He got another gun? How did he shoot? What? Oh wait, did he just like live out his prison sentence? No. He returned in 2001. How long was he sentenced? I don't know. Somehow he killed a gang leader 8 years later. In 2012, he was sentenced to 21 years imprisonment for murder. Mandatory minimum of 10 years. This is the maximum civilian criminal penalty. Oh, it's 21 years. So even if you murder someone, you can only get a maximum of 21 years in Norway. Wow. Wow. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It's hard to say. I guess I admire how Norway is focused on rehabilitating people, not just having them live out and die in prison their whole life. I respect that. In June 2022, 10 years later, he was given a short prison furlong. They keep letting him take these trips to, I don't know, amusement park or something, but did not return to the Trondheim prison. Instead, he boarded an airplane to Oslo, then a taxi to Oslo Central Station. He was seen on surveillance videos. In 2022 June, he was arrested while walking along a road with a large backpack, and he had been camping in the woods. He escaped prison twice? Okay, at some point you gotta stop letting him leave prison for these trips. Millehaugen died in prison 2026, age 56. This is why I heard about him. Recently in the news, Norway's most dangerous man found dead in his jail cell. This is why I wanted to learn about this guy. Because recently he died, like a few weeks ago. He was just found dead in his cell. Very mysterious. I'm sure he's made a lot of enemies over the years, but in and out of jail for years, robbery, murder, he was found dead in his cell. An investigation is underway. So they don't know what happened? He was in custody for the murder of Metkel Batu. He had stolen money. Released. I'm amazed he was released, and he escaped several times. He was released. Oh my God. In the U.S., he would never have seen the light of day again. But I do admire how you guys tried to rehabilitate him. It just didn't work. It's suspected to be suicide? It's unexpected. Really? They're questioning people who had been in contact with him. He was alive the night before. So they don't know? Huh, he wrote a book about his life. They think he committed suicide, but they don't know for sure. He was found dead in his cell. Or maybe they do know and they haven't said. Okay. Oh my God. That was insane. That's Stig Millehaugen for you, I guess. This guy. I've never heard a story like that. That almost sounds like a movie, like made up. But it's real. And it's a Norwegian. I can see why he has the reputation of perhaps Norway's most dangerous criminal. I know there's the other criminal who did the mass shooting, like Ander Brovik, or that's probably the worst, right? But this guy is very, very bad. Now he's dead, so that's the end of his story, I suppose. Didn't live the greatest life, but perhaps as evil as he was, it was not entertaining, but fascinating to hear about everything he did. That's crazy. So anyway, if you enjoyed this, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on Stig Millehaugen and his life story and this insane Norwegian criminal. If you've heard of him, that'd be cool to hear about. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Norwegian things that I've never learned about or seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching, and see you next time.